Hello everyone, this is Charles Folkar on April the 3rd, 2017. I welcome all of you. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, I would encourage you to subscribe. And I want to also thank you for supporting this channel. I wanted to do a follow-up on the last two videos that I've done. One was on the Amazon book burning, and the Amazon has removed my book, and I want to tie it all in. This book, if I was to give a title to my book today, it would be Why I Became a MGTOW Man, or the three women involved that caused me to become a MGTOW man, or my road to becoming a MGTOW man. But this was removed, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tie this all in here in a moment. And one of the important aspects of the society in Ray Bradbury's book Fahrenheit 451 was the people in the society. And of course, remember, this was written in the 1950s when things in the United States were pretty good, and the war was over, and we were headed into a new era. We had radio now and TV, and everybody's watching black and white television. They wanted things to be made easier. And the main objective in life in Bradbury's book was be happy, being happy. And one of the young ladies, or the young lady, Clarisse, meets the fireman, the main protagonist in the movie, Guy Montag, on a walk one night while he's going home. And it's very unusual because they have a deep conversation, which is very rare in this at this time in this novel. So they're having a deep conversation, one that Guy Montag never has with his wife. And at the very end of the walk, she asks him, "Are you happy?" And that strikes him, and that is the main thrust throughout the book. And as I went through it again last night and reviewed it, I realized that the reason books are banned and the reason people are removed from posting on Facebook, and the reason my book got removed from Amazon and Lulu, is because it makes people unhappy. They don't want the powers that be, they want everyone to be happy. So they remove anything from society that causes people to be unhappy. And I'm going to give you an example here real quick as that just happened here that's causing a certain group of people in society to be unhappy. So a corporation has removed certain items of food from their menu so that the certain group of people are not unhappy. So here we have the headline: Subway removes ham and bacon from menu after demand by the Muslims. See, having ham and bacon or pork on the menu upsets the certain group of people in society, in this case the Muslims, so they have to take the ham and the bacon and the pork out of the menu. And in my case, what was written in this book obviously made somebody unhappy, so they demanded that my book be removed. And I just show you that as one example because it's a personal example that I have that's affected me personally. They don't care about my happiness. They only care about a certain group of people's happiness. And that's the point here, folks. And I think I brought up yesterday, in yesterday's video, maybe the day before, that people don't want to talk to you because They don't want to go very deep. Remember I said people's knowledge of the Bible is an inch deep and a mile wide. And as soon as you start to go deep, they don't want to talk to you because it reveals their ignorance. Well, there's a quote in Ray Bradbury's book. If you hide your ignorance, no one will hit you, and you will never learn. If you hide your ignorance, no one will hit you, and you will never learn. So what we have today, which is parallel to what was going on in Ray Bradbury's book and why they banned these books and burned the books, is because people don't want to be shown their ignorance. They're afraid of the truth. They don't want to consider the fact that they may not know everything. And I'm going to put this in here as an insert. This is a video I did here back a while ago. I don't know what number it is, but it was a few weeks ago. When was the last time you heard a politician or a Christian leader say, I might be wrong? See, they don't want to admit they're wrong. And back to my ex-wife for a minute. I think I'm going to talk about her in a minute here, but she was someone that she could never say, you know, hey, I'm wrong and I'm sorry. And I also did a video on just that subject. See, I went into that here in this video, offending our brothers, repentance and forgiveness. We just can't admit that we're wrong. You know, we just think we're perfect. And we never make any mistakes, and we don't want our mistakes to be pointed out to us. And we live in a world where people cannot bring themselves to say, you know what, I said something I shouldn't have said, I did something I shouldn't have done, and it probably offended you, and I'm sorry. I'm going to bring up a point here. I had a fellow that he did something, a series of things that I didn't appreciate, and finally I said, you know what, I've had enough, and I broke it off. I didn't speak to him for quite a while. I met him the other day, or he met me coming into the restaurant, and I was sitting there having dinner, and he puts his hand on my shoulder and he says, you know, Charles, it's been a long time, and maybe we can be friends again. He expected us to be friends again just because a long period of time had elapsed, and he didn't have to say he was sorry and I did something wrong and I shouldn't have said that. Well, hey, that doesn't work. You come to me, or you come to another person, you go to another person, you say, hey, there's something, I made a mistake, I was wrong, I'm sorry, will you forgive me, I apologize? No, he expects, and he's not the unique individual in this matter. Most people will never come back to you and say, you know what, hey, what I said was wrong, I shouldn't have said that. See, they're given a version, a view of the world by the Jewish-controlled media, the fake news, the Talmud vision, the Hollywood movies, the New York Times, the book review I did on that one fellow, on that book in Iran. It's a New York Times top seller, and he gets pushed by the Jewish book publishers. That's the book they want you to read. It promotes the kind of world they want you to believe in. But this kind of book, the one that brings out the truth and their unpleasantries of our world, and the fact that our world is not the way we've been told it is, those are the books that get banned. That's the truth that these controllers don't want others to find out about. That's why if you tell the truth on Facebook and other Twitter and other sites, they remove you. That's why I mentioned Nathaniel Kapner. Even though he was a Jew, he was telling unpleasant truths, and he was thrown under the bus. Because keeping everybody happy is more important than anything else. And there's going to be some people out there if they read about the holocaust not being true, it's going to upset their illusionary world, because there's so much based on the holocaust being true that once they realize, oh, wait a minute, the holocaust never happened, then why are all these holocaust museums all over the world? You see what I'm saying? And one of the things that my ex-wife told me before she divorced is, she says to me, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. And I told her, well, you've got everything here. I've provided everything I possibly can. Nice house. We had 4 children at the time. We had new cars. We went on vacation. I mean, every material possession that I could do, that I could make and produce and earn from my efforts, we had. And we had a fairly large family, comparatively speaking. And yet, she could say, I'm not happy. So her main goal in life was to be happy, and she wasn't happy in the present condition and situation, and so she had to make a change. See, what she didn't realize is that happiness is an inside job, and despite all the unfortunate events and other losses that I've incurred in my life, I still believe I'm a happy person. I go out and interact with other people in the world that have it much better off than I do, and I can tell that I'm much happier with my life than they are with theirs. So happiness isn't something that's out there. Happiness is in here. And my wife started to watch the Jewish-controlled Talmud vision. That was one of the biggest mistakes I ever made, was allowing that outside influence into our life. And for several years she sat there having the Jew tell her and educate her, because she didn't read books, but she sat there and was programmed. And then several years later, the fruit of that programming was brought out and brought forth, and she realized, I'm not happy. And what she saw on the Jewish Talmud vision was she needed to change husbands. See, if she would just change husbands and change her life, change her outside situation, then she would be happy. People realize the Jew can only lie. I can guarantee you today she's still not happy. And that's what's brought out in this book here. Because happiness comes from knowledge and knowing and thinking and going deep and examining your life and making adjustments and changing, and to realize outside of yourself, and to realize that the present world, in the present world, we're going to have problems and suffering, and we're not always going to be, quote, happy. But the illusionists, the people who create our world in Hollywood movies and television and all of the other avenues they use to create our world for us, they want us to be happy and safe. See? So that's why they can't allow us to have the books, and they can't allow us to tell the truth, because it's going to make some people upset, and some people are going to realize they don't know everything, and their illusions are going to be shattered. And so those who control us have to do everything in their power to keep everybody happy and controlled. If you think about it, I think you'll find people in your life that are like that. I meet them every day. They don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed. And that's exactly why we've created Truth Be Gone. And we also have it in the smaller sample size. You can carry it around in your purse, put it in your pocket. It'll be there when you need it. You can hand it to someone who you can tell needs a safe space. And our Truth Be Gone is brought to you by Itching Ears LLC. I want to thank you for watching. Embrace the love of the truth, because it will destroy the illusions that you have. And may the grace of God our Father, the creator of the heavens and the earth with a firmament over it, may his grace be upon us all, for we certainly need it. See you.